How many people should you have on your live webinar to consider it a success? So you're here because you're trying to figure out how many people you need to get on your webinar in order to meet your revenue goals. We're going to jump into that in just a second. Before we do, make sure you grab my free course on webinars in the description down below. 5 worksheets and 5 videos to get you started with a successful webinar. Also, click the like and subscribe button so you never miss a video that will make you more money. All right, so how many people do you actually need on your webinar to make sales? Well, as a good rule of thumb, you're going to sell 1 out of 15 to 20 people. If this is your first time doing a webinar, I would look for more people. So you want to have at least 20 people on live. What does that mean for you as the person holding the webinar? Well, you're probably going to need somewhere between 80 and 100 registrations in order to get 20 people on live. You want to have a good email sequence. You also want the registration period to be as small as possible. You want the registration period to be 2 to 3 days. This keeps it at top of mind for people. Oh yeah, I registered for that. If you can, you actually want it to be the same day. So you might be saying, well, do I need to drive ads? How do I get people there? One of the best ways you can do this if you don't have a list is to reach out to friends who either have a Facebook group or have some kind of list of their own and offer them a JV partnership. Hey, anyone who registers for the webinar, I'll be happy to split the revenue with you. And then you can drive some traffic that way. If you have, let's say, 5 friends and each one of them emails for you, you should be able to get 20 people per email list to register for your webinar. That's 100 registrations, which is going to lead to 20, maybe 30 people showing up on your live webinar. Now, what do you do if you have less than 20? Let's say you have 5 or 6 people show up on the webinar. Should you still do it? Absolutely. Here's why. As the number of people gets smaller on your webinar, you are going to have more of a chance to interact with them in a personal way. You can actually ask them questions. Hey, Joe, does this make sense to you? Hey, Jill, can you see this working in your business? This is going to up your close rate, which is exactly what you want. A friend of mine holds a webinar every week for Amazon. So she teaches people how to sell products on Amazon. On average, she has 5 to 10 people jump on her webinar, but her close rate is around 20%, which is more than double the average close rate on a webinar. So even though she has a smaller number of people on, she still gets 1 to 2 sales per week. So she sells her course for $997. So that's about $2,000 a week in sales. That's more than $100,000 a year in webinar sales. And sometimes she has more people on. There are sometimes she has a few less, but more often than not, she has 10, sometimes more. She's had as many as 30 and 40 people show up. Just depends on who is promoting her webinar that week. She does a lot of JV promotion, as well as if she's running ads to it. So as a good rule of thumb, when you're scaling this, I would say if you have 2 sales for $1,000 a piece, and you have $2,000 in sales, put $1,000 of that back into ads for next week and run it one day and the day of your webinar. This will drive enough people to your webinar so that you can have 5, 10, 15 people on there, do some personal interaction, and make more sales. This is a growth process. It is a marathon, not a sprint. The more times you do your webinar, the better you're going to get at delivering it. The more you're going to know which objections you need to overcome, which stories you need to use, and how to interact with the audience better. As you get better at this, your reputation will grow. You'll be able to do this better when you present in groups. And if you get the chance to speak on stage, you'll have everything that you need. You will be very polished and you will give an amazing webinar. So my mentor recommended doing 50 live webinars before turning it evergreen. I don't know that I would say you have to do 50, but I would say at least 25. I did over 100 before I turned mine evergreen. I hope this helps you out. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'll make sure to answer them for you. While you're down there, click the like and subscribe button so you never miss a video that will make you more money. And until next time, take action, change lives, and make money. I'll see you soon.